One. Boom!
Boom!
Hello, everyone. Welcome back. Call of Cthulhu, Masks of Nyarlathotep. As always, I'm your host, Jack. I'm joined today by my good friend Peter, my good friend Eric, my good friend Graydon, my good friend Jared. My good friend Evan is not here today, but I do have a very special boy who we don't know if he's going to be around for the rest of the campaign, but it's been 34 sessions with this guy. 34 sessions we've played. Our very own Matthew, playing Harrison Dodge, is moving across the pond to the United Kingdom. We're not sure if he's going to be able to continue the campaign with us, so it's a bit of a bittersweet kind of session today. Everyone, how y'all doing today?
I'm doing good.
A little sad.
It's a little sad, isn't it?
A little sad for sure.
Mhm. It's unfortunate, but you know we got you for now, and we'll see what the future holds, and hopefully you can come back to us, you know, in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had a bit of a shorter session, or not shorter, I guess, but quieter session with only a few members of the party being able to show up last time we played. Did everyone kind of get filled in on what happened?
I know about
Yeah.
vampires.
Yes, I heard about the two vampire monsters attacking us.
Yes. So you guys got to Kenya. You left the port city of Mombasa and were on a train bound for the capital, or I don't think it's the capital city of Kenya at this point in 1925. I think it is in the present day. But you were bound for the city of Nairobi in central Kenya. On the train ride over there, you were attacked by what appeared to be two fire vampires. So Pip and Richard, as you get out of your sleeping car and are jostled awake by the sounds outside of you, Clyde and Harrison are both getting ready to do combat with these beasts. And you also have a new friend who you met in Nairobi, a sort of weird fellow named Bennett E. Hanover. But that is neither here nor there. And I guess that's kind of a bit of a recap of last session. So if you guys are ready, I'm happy to just roll on into this combat.
I am as well.
Okay. Perfect. So you are all barreling down the central Ugandan railway, or Kenyan railway system, bound for Nairobi. It's getting late in the night because it is a long train ride from the coast of Kenya into the center of Kenya, and three of you have just been accosted in the dining car by a blue fire vampire, the likes of which you have never seen. When you got to this next car over, the sleeping car, another fire vampire appeared from the heavens, and it looks like there are two now ready to do some damage. So, for my own purposes, I'm going to put on one of my Spotify playlists because I like listening to music when I'm doing this.
Just out of curiosity, I Googled Kenyan vampire stories to see, like, what there is. And just in July of this year, the Kenyan police were on Thursday Holy Man described as a bloodthirsty vampire accused of the grisly murders of at least 10 children.
Woo!
So there's a vampire culture today.
But was it a fire vampire? That's the key to this one.
Jared,
Yeah,
the children. The children.
I'm done reading that.
All right.
I doubt he's a fire vampire, though.
So, the fire vampire, the blue fire vampire, rudely interrupted your drinks, your after-dinner drinks, gentlemen. Has a high dexterity count, so he's gonna go first. I'm just gonna randomly determine who he's going to attack here, based on who's on my screen by rolling a d6. If I roll a 4, I'll re-roll because I'm 4.
I'm not on your screen.
6. That's going to be you, Richard. So you are jostled awake by the sounds of your comrades shouting for all of you, and there's a blue and a red glow outside your train car, and blue flames start licking through some of the windows. You watch as steel and rivets in the wood of the train car begin to catch fire and bend and buckle. This fire vampire is going to attempt to set you alight, Richard.
Great.
Pip screams.
Sucky, sucky.
Major wound.
I already have one.
Oh.
Death.
That's going to be a 28, which is a hard success.
Excellent.
For the fire vampire.
Excellent. Yeah.
So it is a fighting brawl roll on the fire vampire's side. So you can attempt a dodge roll.
I will attempt a dodge roll because I don't think I can contend fisticuffs
Fight
with
back.
a fire vampire.
Probably not a good call. You need a hard success.
A hard success on fighting brawl.
Yes. Or dodge on dodge.
Oh, on dodge. Oh.
Fighting brawl is if you're fighting back.
Well, I didn't. Damn it! I got a 16 and my hard success is a 15. Oh well. I got a regular success.
You can spend 1 luck point.
It's true. This seems like a point to use it. I'm running very low on luck points. Yeah, I'll use it.
Okay. So, Richard, the flames begin to lap into the somewhat ajar window of your sleeping car, and the flames begin to catch fire on some of your sheets and some of the just livery of this carriage, and it seems like it's going to burn you. But then you stumble backwards and you are unharmed for right now.
Yes.
Harrison,
That's
you
me.
have the next highest dexterity. And you just went to get your comrades up. You are in the car as well.
Okay. And we established that all I have is my pistol. I don't have the shotgun or anything, right?
That's right. Peyton has the shotgun.
Okay, well, I'm gonna do what any man would do in this situation. I'm gonna shoot that vampire.
All right. Are you shooting the blue one or the other one that just landed?
I'll shoot the blue one because I assume that one is. Which one just attacked Richard?
The blue one.
Yeah, I'll shoot the blue one. I'm a bit embarrassed about this, but I'm having a total, absolute, massive brain fart right now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you roll above or below for a certain skill?
You want below for your skills. Yeah.
I failed my roll.
All right. So Harrison, you pull out your gun and fire, and it ricochets around the room that Richard and Pip are in for a few moments before plinking out the window and firing and harmlessly doing nothing. You can fire you can fire 2 more times with penalty dice.
Yeah, I'll give her another shot. Shot.
So 1 penalty die.
Oh my god. Of course I get fucking godlike rolls when I have to re-roll it. I gotta re-roll that. It went under the PS5. Damn it! I rolled literally the same as I did on my first one. That is another fail.
So, Richard and Pip, you guys are awoken by your comrades screaming outside of your sleeping car. There's something burning very, very hot and very bright on the outside of the train. And then Harrison busts in, fires 2 shots wide out the window, and then and you have no clue what's going on. On that note, Pip, it is your turn.
Pip, hide. Run. Hide.
If you're worried about Pip's sanity, I only make you roll sanity for creatures that you haven't seen before. Pip has seen fire vampires, kind of, because of the one in Egypt. We were kind of handling him with kid gloves because I didn't want him to go insane.
Yeah.
Quite at that moment.
And I think
so.
we had a decent recovery period where I think I'm at 18 right now.
You
I
are.
didn't erase well enough. So yeah, okay, I am.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm just debating if I want to. Fuck it. Pip's gonna whip out his scimitar and go
Holy
for the
shit.
wing. This is like a flying vampire, right?
Yep.
Yeah, he's gonna go for the wings.
Yeah, it doesn't have wings. If you remember, they're like almost like sentient orbs of.
Oh, so they're like
just
Magneto?
Yeah, they are a little bit like Magneto. They don't have a humanoid body.
There's a picture in the handout
you-
section.
Yeah, if you go to the handout section,
Okay. I was gonna
um,
ask if there's one.
It's just
on
you'll see the
September
dragon.
2nd.
Yeah, you'll see the dragon, and it's just above the dragon.
It's like a beholder.
Oh, so it's
It
like a
is little
Metroid.
bit- Yeah, it is. That's yeah. It's like Mother Brain a little bit.
All right, Pip's gonna try and chop his little gooblets
Okay.
at the bottom. His little gooblet.
Make a fighting brawl check. Oh wait, no, it's a scimitar uses the sword skill, which is you can it's one of the ones you can fill in underneath fighting brawl.
Oh.
No shit.
So
Okay.
you'd have like a 20% base chance, I think,
So is that affected by?
by fighting
Is-
brawl.
Yeah.
No, it would be base chance. So
Is that 25 or 20?
let me
For
just
fighting
pull
brawl,
up-
it's 25.
Let me just see here. I need to take a look at the old investigator sheet.
Dodger.
Yes, it would be 25% base chance in this case.
Good stuff. All right. Do. No. I fail.
So Pip, there's this glowing blue, like massive flame outside the window to your sleeper car, and you take a big swing at it, and it just goes wide. The fire vampire is going to attempt to fight back.
Oh, goodness.
Coward.
It's going to be a 37, which is a success.
No.
So, Pip, I need you to make a Constitution roll for me.
I want below that.
You want below, yes.
Okay.
Just tell me if you succeed or fail.
Fail.
Oh boy.
Pip, you take 4 points of fire damage as you swing wide. The vampire sort of oozes up against the car, and the flames get very, very hot for a few moments, and part of your body is scalded as you take 4 points of fire damage.
Dang.
How many hit points is your maximum, Pip?
I have 7 as a maximum, so I'm down to 30.
So I need you to make another Constitution roll.
Oh God, please. You son of a bitch. Yeah, no, that's a fail. That's a fail
So-
right there.
Richard, you watch as Pip goes to fight a fire vampire, is immediately immolated, falls over unconscious, and has a major wound.
Ugh.
Yee.
He's just a boy. Richard will get his revenge.
No, Richard's gonna go save Pip.
On that note, Richard, it is your turn.
I'm gonna run over and try to help Pip.
Okay. Pip is a small lad. You can easily grab him and pull him to, not necessarily safety, because there's a vampire on both sides of the train. but you can get him out of the
actually-
room.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to get him out of the room. Would that mean I take a attack of opportunity because I'm
Nope, there's no opportunity attacks in Call of
Okay.
Cthulhu. Yeah.
okay? Yeah, I'm gonna. So he's unconscious. He's not like
No,
he
he's
just took enough
he-
damage to fall unconscious.
yes, but he has a major wound, so he does need to make like death saves on his when he's unconscious.
Oh, okay. I'm gonna
Yeah,
I'm gonna apply first aid right away.
Okay, sounds good.
See if I can help. Wait, would it be medicine first, then first aid? Yeah.
It's first aid. You can only do one this round.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll do
or
first
he
aid.
he will be if he has a major wound while at 0 hit points and he's unconscious, then he would have to make saving rolls. Right now, he has a major wound and he's unconscious.
Okay, well, I'm gonna like place myself between him and I'm gonna try to. Am I able to like move? Not to move him out of the train, but would I be able to like pull him back a little bit and then
Yep.
start doing it? Okay, I'm gonna
Yep,
do
yep.
that.
Okay.
And I want to get like between him and the fire vampire thing as I apply first aid.
Yeah, sounds
So many
good.
things.
All right. That is a regular success for my first aid.
All right, Pip, you get 1 hit point back.
Hey, let's go.
I think that's all I can do. So
Yeah, that's pretty much your turn.
so now it is me standing between Pip and fire vampire, and
Mhm.
we'll leave it at
Other
that.
fire vampire.
Oh yeah, there's another one. I forgot about that one.
Yep. You know it. So, it's now the other fire vampire's turn.
Knew it. I knew it.
Harrison,
Ooh.
Yeah, hi.
as you see your comrades scurry backwards out of the room that they were sleeping in, the other fire vampire that just impacted into the ground comes up on the other side of the train car behind you and is going to make a fighting brawl attack against you. It's going to be a 36. That is a success.
Okay.
A hard success, in fact, I think.
I'm gonna Harrison dodge my way out of this.
Okay.
Oh my god. What's half of 35?
Half of 35 is
18. Well, 17,
yeah,
but 18.
17 or 18.
Success!
So it was a hard success?
Yeah, I rolled for a dodge and it was a hard success.
Gotcha. What did you roll?
I rolled a 14.
Oh, perfect. Excellent. So yeah, you dodge out of the way of the other fire vampires. It comes to give you a little bit of a kith on the lips, and no effect that round. It is Peyton's turn. Peyton is going to come out of her sleeper car as well, and she's going to shout down the hallway, "Is there any water on board?" and run towards the lavatory. That'll be her turn. Bennett, what would you like to do?
After seeing what happened to Pip, I'm gonna flee.
OT!
So where are you fleeing to?
So not towards the dining car, but the other way.
So you are in the high class car, which is basically the last car on the train.
Oh, good.
So you can go out onto like the end of the car, or you can go back to the dining car, which is currently on fire.
All right, I'm gonna follow Peyton then.
All right. So you're going to run down the hallway towards Peyton. Or
Yeah.
is there anything you're trying to do, or are you considering this fleeing combat?
I'm considering this fleeing combat. Bennett's more just panicking, trying to get away, than actually thinking about what he's doing.
All right, Bennett is out of combat for right now. Clyde, it is your turn.
I am also going to flee.
Okay. Are you following Bennett and
Where are you
Peyton?
guys planning on going?
Well,
Away.
you see, this is a common trend. Whenever my character's in combat and in peril, Clyde always flees. It happened with.
I took damage last session. I'm hurting. I'm the fuck out of here.
I'm pretty sure I'm worse off than you right now.
This 11-year-old boy is the only one who has any cojones.
Hey, I grabbed you.
Can I take a shot and leave, or do I just have to leave?
It's just one or the other.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Yeah, blind
All right.
fire.
Clyde runs down to the other end of the train car, towards where Peyton and Bennett went. Top of the round, it's the blue fire vampire.
Pop it around.
On a 1, 2, or 3, he's gonna stick around and fight Richard, Pip, and Harrison. On a 4, 5, 6, he's gonna go after the people who are running.
4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6.
It's a 6.
Oh, yes!
Howard. Wow. What good teammates we are.
All right.
Not hitting me.
So
Too fast.
So as you guys run to the end of the car, the last place you can go on the train, blue fire vampire still creeping up along the side of the train. You can see its blue glow coming in through some of the sleeper cars' windows. Let's see. We'll say 1 to 2 is Bennett. 3 to 4 is Clyde. 5 to 6 is Peyton. That's a 4, Clyde.
Damn it! I knew it.
Where
It's okay.
are you, Christmas?
Not here.
That's a 24, which is going to be a hard success.
And my option is to dodge.
Yeah, unless you want to fight back with fists, I guess.
I don't. Half my
Okay.
death. Right?
Can't say I particularly do.
Yeah, I failed.
Failed, okay. In that case, this attack is going to hit you. I need a constitution roll to see if you can have the fire damage that's about to happen.
I don't.
Uh-oh.
Clyde, how many hit points do you have?
7,
7. And what's your maximum?
11.
11? Okay. So, Clyde, a huge burst of flames comes through the side of the car door, and you are instantly engulfed in flames. You take a major wound and are unconscious
Jesus
because
Christ.
you just took 9 points of damage.
Oh! Oh my god.
If he had done 11 points of damage in a single hit, that would have killed you.
Oh, only 2 off, eh?
If you were at 11, if you take this is considered 2 instances of damage, which means you go unconscious. Although you are going to, unless someone administers first aid or something like that,
I'm coming.
you do need to make a Constitution roll.
Drop me.
Right now?
No, on your turn.
Oh, okay.
All right, Bennett, time to make your self useful.
On that note,
It's on my
I mean,
turn.
we've been drinking all night. Are we not fucking friends at this point?
Mr. Harrison Dodge, it is your turn.
I thought
That's
it was
me.
my turn first.
No. Harrison has a dex of 70.
Oh, right. Never mind.
I'm a dexterous boy. Okay, so where am I relative to everybody else right now?
So picture that everyone fleeing combat just ran to the very back of the train. You are currently in like sort of the middle of the car on the train. Think of them. Just ran down a corridor.
Yeah. Where are Richard and Pip relative to me?
They are. Pip is on the floor, unconscious, and Richard just administered first aid to him. And there's another fire vampire outside the window.
And you heard a scream coming from the train.
I'm going to say to Richard, because I doubt the other people can hear me if they're in a different car, Richard, there's no way we can escape if we somehow get off the train. The vampires are right there. We're at our mercy and we don't have a ride. What do we do?
Well, Harrison, we have to act fast. We have to take down the fire vampires. I could summon mine, but it's going to take 60 minutes to summon my fire vampire to take these on. I don't think we have that kind of time. I think the best vote of action is, it looks like Clyde is unconscious back there. I don't know if he tripped and hit his head or something. I didn't quite watch. I was dealing with Pip. He was running away last I saw. But I'll help deal with him, but we got to get Pip back there too so I can take care of both of them.
Okay, I'm gonna run to the other cart to go take care of Clyde and administer first aid.
Okay. So you run down the corridor of the train to the very end where Bennett and Peyton are standing outside of a bathroom door, and Clyde is motionless on the ground.
Okay, I'm gonna baseball slide next to Clyde and get those magic hands working right away.
Okay. Make a first aid roll.
Just a regular success.
Regular success.
Yeah.
Clyde, you regain 1 hit point.
Hey.
Clyde, damn it, we had a pact. I can't be the only one left. I can't be the only one left from Peru. Clyde, wake up!
Yeah. Fine.
Let me die.
I shouldn't wrestle him too much, considering I assume he's severely burnt at this
He
point.
He does 1 point of damage, does 4 points of damage.
that like angry thump that I did on his chest was a critical hit. 8 points of damage.
Yeah. So, Clyde was just in the dying state, which means he had a major wound while unconscious on the ground. So this is a temporary hit point. He needs a medicine check as well within an hour. Otherwise, he's going to go back into the dying state. But you have a medical doctor on hand, so that's okay.
Richard's here to save the day.
However, Clyde is still unconscious. So Harrison, Harrison, that was your turn. Pip, it is your turn. Make a Constitution roll for me.
Roger, Dodger.
Oh,
I did
know
it.
why I thought it was my turn, because I did a
You did it.
reaction.
Okay.
Yeah.
Pip, you come back to consciousness with a successful Constitution roll. Is how I'm going to rule it, because I think you guys are going to need all the help you can get right now.
Pip, you need to get to the back of the train. You need to go where Harrison is.
I'll allow it. I'll allow Pip to make some movement toward the end of the train. Although the con roll, we will consider your action coming back to consciousness. All
Okay.
right. So, Richard, Pip comes back to consciousness in your arms, and you scurry him off to the other side of the train. It is now just you and the red fire vampire at the center of the train. It is your turn.
I'm gonna whip her. Take a few steps back because I want to get a little bit further away from it. I'm gonna turn around and whip my 45 out. I'm gonna aim and take a shot at it.
Okay. Make a firearms check.
I half expected you will not pass.
That is a extreme success on my firearms check.
Okay. Extreme success. That's definitely going to hit.
Okay,
Parental love.
1d10. 1d10. Okay. No, that's not great. That's 6 points of damage.
6 points of damage.
I'll try taking one more shot too, since I have 3.
All right. Let me let me save you the trouble. You watch the bullet fire into the fire vampire. It's dead on. You know that it hit, and it seems to have no effect.
Sick.
I'm gonna like. I'm like so calm. I'm in like a solid stance. I'm like, huh.
That's not what usually happens when I fire a bullet at something.
Like look at my gun.
You look down the barrel.
I think, oh shit. I'm gonna like fucking be like, I'm gonna like quickly yell as that happens. Like, bullets don't work on them. Bullets don't work.
All right.
On that.
So, Richard, are you going to stay there, or are you going to join the party?
Oh, I didn't know if I could. I didn't know if I.
Yeah. You still have movement. Movement's pretty loosey goosey in Call of Cthulhu.
All right, I'll move. I want to stay between the others and this fire vampire because I don't want Pip to get hurt. Pip's.
Okay.
Gotta protect my boy.
So you're going to bring up the rear.
Yeah.
Alrighty. It's now the fire vampire's turn. The red fire vampire.
Bring it on, fire bitch.
Ooh.
Mine's better. It just takes time.
Almost as if Providence, the red fire vampire sees you scurrying down the hallway, and it is going to join suit to come and get you.
Oh,
Richard.
good.
Yeah, I swear I'm rolling a d6 to see who they're attacking each round. I'm not trying to single anybody out here.
Richard can take it.
He doesn't need to. I rolled a 96, which is a failure.
Excellent. See, my gunshot abilities were too intimidating for it to land its attack. I was, I may not have physically harmed it, but mentally that fire vampire is fucked up.
You can see the fire vampire leaving a streak of flame down the side of the railroad carriage as it comes towards you, and it goes a little bit too slowly, and the train actually passes it by as it tries to make an attack against you, Richard, and it has to like sort of begin chasing after the train a little bit to catch up. So no effect there. It rolled poorly.
Excellent.
Peyton is going to go into the lavatory, search around frantically a little bit. She finds what is effectively like a small wash basin filled to the brim with water, and she is going to go out into the hallway and splash a bunch of water onto the blue fire vampire. So you watch as Peyton, sort of through one of the open flaming windows, dumps a bunch of water onto the blue fire vampire, and you watch it sizzle and hiss and sort of back off a little bit. That seems to have some kind of effect on it.
All right, we know what we have to do now.
Right. Bennett, it is your turn.
I also would like to throw some water on the closest vampire boy.
Okay, absolutely. Would everyone in the group who is not unconscious, so everyone except Clyde, I guess, make a luck roll for me?
Oh man, I'm good at those.
Oh, can you fumble luck rolls?
No.
Okay, well I got a 98, so.
You got a
Well,
99.
I got an 81. I failed.
Oh yes. All right, Pip, succeed. Be the only one.
Yeah, I got extreme success.
Yeah, because of your short stature, close to the ground, which seems to be knocked over, and underneath a stool or something like that at the end of the train cart, you find a handheld fire extinguisher.
Ooh.
Oh my
Pull it
god,
out.
that's a rare device.
I was checking the rule book, and it says that fire extinguishers do damage to these bad boys. So I'm like, that probably, if they put that in the book, they're like, that probably means there's a chance of them to find one on the train. So it's like, I'll be nice. I'll be a gentle god. But Bennett, you are going to splash a little bit of water on this bad boy.
Indeed.
Okay. So you begin filling up a similar wash basin from the sink in the lavatory at the end of the train car. Why don't you give me either a throw, fighting brawl, or I would even allow just a dexterity roll to see if you can hit it with the water that you fill up.
Well, none of those are very good for me. I guess I'll go with the fighting brawl. Alright, come on, dice. That's a fat failure.
So you try to dump the water out of the window, and it puts out some of the fire that's immediately sort of immolating the side of the car, but it has no effect on the fire vampire in this instance. Sorry. Clyde, make a Constitution roll for me, please.
Large. It's cocked. Fail.
Fail. You are still unconscious.
I think Peter and Graydon have switched dice because I think that's like 4 sessions in a row where you couldn't roll anything good, Graydon.
I still
say,
have
yeah.
the dice.
I will say, when we were doing Jackson's bachelor party a couple weeks ago, Graydon was rolling hot for his character that he made. So this is some comeuppance, I
Yeah,
suppose.
sometimes you're hot, sometimes you're not.
I know the
Right.
not part.
Top of the round. The blue fire vampire is gonna take a look at all of you, and he's gonna try and do something again.
It's an attack, Richard.
Attacking me again. Really just put me out. Good news is I'll already be triggered.
I did roll Clyde, but the fire vampire wouldn't be able to see Clyde because he's on the ground in the middle of the train cart. So I'm gonna roll again. Bennett, you are the closest to the window where you just splash some water. The fire vampire licking its wounds from the water that's Peyton. Sorry,
Yeah.
I don't like how Evan decided to spell his character's name at all. It doesn't look like Peyton, but
Patton Oswald.
yeah. So you are going to get the full frontal of this blue fire vampire, my friend. Cocked. 99. That is a big fat failure on the fire vampires.
What a fucking
side.
loser.
He lights
Yeah.
himself on fire.
He does. It has no effects though.
Oh shit.
We're just more
So
afraid.
almost the exact same thing that just happened to the red fire vampire happens to the blue, and the train picks up speed and is a little bit further away than the fire vampire thinks, and blue flames just tear a streak across the railroad tracks right behind the train. No effect. Harrison, it is your turn.
Okay, well, it sounds like the wave is to grab some water and yoss it at the baddie. So I will do that as well. You said throw. What were the other two?
Throw, fighting brawl, or dexterity.
Oh, I can use my dex?
I'd allow it.
Let's go. All right, I'm gonna. Whoosh.
'Cause you're like overturning like a basin or something onto it. So like.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
All right, I'm gonna use 5 luck points to bring it down to a 69, which would be a basic success. Fucking.
You only need to bring it down to your
Like-
dexterity is 70, so you need to bring it down 4 points. Unless you want to bring it down to 69 as a funny joke.
Unless making it 69 grants me some kind of special buff or earns me $1 million or something, I'm gonna just use 4 luck points because they're in short supply.
Okay, sounds good.
So that's a no on the special buff then, or
We'll see what happens. All right. So, Harrison, first off, which fire vampire are you attacking?
I'm gonna hit the blue one because I don't like
Okay.
it.
All right, you're gonna hit the blue boy. So, as you overturn the basin out the back of the train onto the blue fire vampire, you notice that your ring is glowing a silvery light, and as the blue water comes out of the basin, it too turns into a silvery, a silvery sort of liquid. If you'd roll a d8 for me, please.
D8.
What?
Oh,
Is this a
it's
godly
finally
man?
time. It's
Ring's
finally
finally-
time for the mysterious ring to show its properties. D8, right? I think it's a
Yep.
D8.
Yeah.
D8.
Oh, yeah. 7. Wait, 1.
1. So
I don't really know how I did that, but
Rude.
you watch this sort of silvery water come out of the basin, which was previously just normal water, and it seems to almost singe the fire vampire in a strange way. And the fire vampire once again recoils in anticipation and almost like pain.
mysterious ring. Finally.
Yeah.
Also, I just want to point this out for a second, y'all. This is the 1,
Yeah,
and this is the 7.
yeah,
So the picture a little small. You got to forgive me for that one.
it's all good. Pip, it is your turn.
Stand up with the fire extinguisher. Target the red vampire. Say, tell my parents I said hello.
Oh,
Unleash
shit.
a stream of nitrogen on those bastards.
So I would say you can use again your dexterity, your firearms skill, or your fighting brawl skill.
Do that fighting brawl skill. You fuck. Oh no, we're good. We're good. We're cool. All right. Yeah, we're cool.
Okay.
Regular
Is it
success.
Success? Okay. Fire extinguisher does 1d6 damage against a fire vampire.
Make sure. There we go. 1d6. A 6.
A 6.
Perfect.
That fire vampire had 6 hit points. So you watch as Pip stands at the back of the train car and hoses down the Kenyan countryside, and you watch as the red fire vampire is sprayed down with Pip's fire extinguisher, leaving foam across Kenya, and the fire vampire turns to dust in the sand.
Damn.
Oh, Pip? That fire vampire is dead because of you.
His parents are
Richard.
avenged.
Sent him to his parents. Yeah.
Richard,
I
it's your
assume That
turn.
means the parents are in hell.
Well, I'm assuming there's no
He
one
knows what
between
they
me
did.
and Clyde now, right?
Nope, you guys are just in the center of the car.
Okay, still maintaining my. I'm gonna be at the taking up the tail end. I'm gonna turn around and apply a medicine check to Clyde.
Okay, sounds good. Make a medicine check.
That is a hard success.
Hard success. Very nice. Roll 1d3 for me, Richard.
That would be a. I got a 3 on the d6, so that'd be a 2.
A 2. Clyde, you regain 2 hit points.
Is that on top of the one that Harrison gave me?
It is in this case, yes. Okay. So you have 3 hit points now. 3 out of 11. After Richard, it would have been the red fire vampire. It obviously can't do anything. So Peyton is going to take to use her turn to throw some more water on it. No, she rolled a 52, and her dex is 50.
Oh,
So
sad.
She throws some water. Nothing happens. Bennett, it is your turn.
If I splash a bucket of water near Harrison's ring, will it do anything?
I mean, you could try. Are you trying to Are you asking Harrison to put his hand out so you can throw water through his hand?
I was more thinking just he'd put his hand kind of around it, maybe he would do something.
Magic ring.
Yeah, I'm just give me silver goop.
I mean, you could try.
Mr. Dodge, your ring, please. It's kind of frantically.
Yes, I'm gonna lunge forward and touch the side of his bucket with my hand that has my ring on it.
Okay. All right, Bennett, are you gonna throw the water?
Now I'm gonna throw the water.
All right, same shtick as before.
Come on, please. I don't want to be a hero. Oh, that's an extreme success.
Oh, extreme success
with my dex. Okay. Holy cow!
Bennett, please roll 1d4 for me.
That's a 2.
2. The water splashes out of the car and once again hits the blue fire vampire, who begins to sizzle and is looking a little bit more extinguished than he was a few moments ago when he first attacked you all.
Just disappointed look at the bucket that it wasn't special water.
Clyde, you are on the ground, just coming to consciousness after a good medicine check on behalf of Richard.
Wake up,
anything with my turn, or do I just come to consciousness and that's it?
You know what? I'll say you can if you want to, but it's totally acceptable if you want to lie on the floor and not put yourself in harm's way.
Yeah, I'm just gonna stay on the ground and be like, no more.
Okay. Top the round, blue fire vampire, not put out yet. It sees something interesting about your ring, Harrison.
It's just a ring. It's just a ring, buddy. Don't worry about it.
It does not like that very much.
It will remember that.
That's going to be an 84 from the fire vampire, which is 1 less than its fighting brawl skill.
Hey. Okay, all right, let's go for another dodge. Shit. All right, my dice went into the garbage can. So that can only mean one thing.
That's not a good place for it.
There's a garbage roll.
Wow.
But
I almost didn't want to acknowledge that, but I just couldn't stop myself.
I'm gonna use luck to change it to put it to an. Actually, no, never mind. I don't need to do that. I rolled an 8, which is a hard success on a dodge roll.
Oh, yeah, that beats it.
Sweet.
And the flames licking through the sides of the train car cannot hit you, Harrison. And the fire vampire is not looking too hot following that. Harrison, it's now your turn.
Well, first things first. Fire vampire, you're a little bitch. Get better aim. This I would
Oh
be
shit!
standing up and blocking, but I'm wearing pajama pants. Um, and I'm gonna get another bowl of magical water and extinguish this bitch. Uh-oh. That's a fail.
Fail.
Oh no!
So you toss another bucket of water out of the window. It turns to that silvery, glistening color again, but it does not connect with the fire vampire.
Huh, noted.
Pip, it is your turn. As you stand victorious over the first fire vampire, that fire extinguisher has a lot more in it.
Pip's going for a double kill.
All right. Roll for it, baby.
Ugh. Ugh. Oh, oh. Yeah, that's a good extreme success.
Oh,
Nice.
Roll a d6 for me, Pip.
Yeah. Oh, that landed on something I didn't want to. That's a 1. Fuck.
1. Yeah. You guys are doing damage to this thing very, very slowly. As the stream from the fire extinguisher bursts outside of the lavatory window, where it is now beginning to melt some of the metal, and there's a huge gaping hole in the side of the bathroom wall. Richard, it's your turn.
Hmm. Do I see any other things of water that I could throw at this thing?
I mean, there's the sink that everyone's filling it up from. There's the toilet in the washroom, which has it's like an old school like 1920s toilet, so it has the tank of water above instead of directly behind the toilet. You could like get the water out of the toilet itself. That's the closest thing you can see is the sink and the toilet.
Okay. And where is this fire vampire in accordance to me? Like, am I the one in front of it, or is it behind it? Like, are there a bunch of people between me and it?
There's a lot of people between all of you because everyone is sort of crammed into the washroom to start throwing water onto it, and now Pip is in there as well to try and extinguish it.
I am going to try and break the thing off the toilet. The tank of water is it like small enough for me to carry it? I think so, right?
Yeah, it would be.
All right, I'm gonna try to break it off so I can start dumping toilet water onto the fire vampire.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a strength check.
All right. I got zeros on both dice.
Depends how we choose to read the dice. The way that I taught you guys to read the dice, that would be a 10. The way the official rules say to do that, that's a 100.
Well, I kind of like the 10. I think that's
Yeah.
like I prefer if I'm being honest with you, Jack, I prefer the 10 over the 100.
Yeah. It's just when I taught you guys to read the dice, I was using my way of reading the D100, and now I'm like, oh, do we go back to the official way to do it? I think we
I will let
established
you.
at the beginning.
I will let you rule it.
We established at the beginning that we were going to do it this way. So this is how we'll finish the campaign. Is the way I taught you guys to play. But if we ever play Call of Cthulhu in the future or any other D100 system, we'll use the official rules.
Okay. All right. Well, that's an extreme success because my strength is very good.
So you yank that tank off the side of the wall and out of the plumbing. Water goes spraying everywhere and begins to extinguish some of the flames that are in the bathroom. And you are now carrying a porcelain tank full of water.
I want to try to chuck it as hard as I can so water just drenches this monster.
All right. I would say give me another strength roll because it's going to be fairly heavy.
Okay.
But I will certainly allow it.
That is just a regular success.
All right. gallons upon gallons of water fly out of this tank as the top careens into the desert and water goes spraying everywhere. Roll a d6 for me, Richard.
All right. That is a 4.
4. Fire vampire had 3 hit points remaining. So you throw a toilet at this fire vampire, and it is immediately extinguished, and it falls across the desert and once again turns to ash. And there is no evidence that the fire vampire was even there.
Excellent.
You guys are now out of combat, and you hear the train brakes squealing, and as you are all shunted forward a little bit, as the brakes are immediately applied to the train.
What's going on?
I would like to perform a medicine check on Pip since we are now out of combat.
Okay, you can do that.
I'm gonna get down on my knee next to Clyde and say, "Hey, big cat, you doing all right?"
What the fuck, Harrison? Why? What are we? What? Why? I feel like I'm still drunk, and in very much pain.
Yeah.
Rolled a hard success, Jack.
All right, roll a d3 for me.
Again, that's 2.
Pip regains 2 hit points.
Yeah,
Uh,
Pip is immortal.
If Pip had a major wound, he no longer has a major wound because he is above his halfway point.
Fuck yeah, Pip is immortal.
you'd love to see it.
Does this thing happen a lot?
Not a lot, but it's becoming more frequent.
I don't even know if that was real.
It's pretty fucking real, Benny. Why is the train stopping?
You
Aside
can
from the
hear.
obvious.
You can hear from the cars in front of you. There's shouting and frantic noises of people trying to put out the flames. And a few moments later, a conductor comes into the back cart carrying another fire extinguisher, hosing down some of the other areas that have been lit on fire. And he comes to the back and looks at all of you. What happens? Are you all right?
No.
It seems that there was some explosion outside of the train, and a couple of my friends were badly injured, sir. How could this have happened?
Make a fast talk roll, Harrison.
Why do I keep putting myself in these situations? I have a great persuade stat. Shit.
In the
Going
garbage?
with garbage again.
Big fail. Big fail.
An explosion. There is no sign of an explosion, sir. I think it's far more likely that you all forgot to extinguish your cigarettes or cigars and started some sort of fire. And in your haste to put it out, you seem to have also damaged our lavatory.
Excuse me, sir. I am a doctor. I would never smoke those devil sticks that they send our way.
Pennies, you
This
prescribe
isn't
fucking
accurate.
cigarettes. So are you accusing us
Let's
of
talk from Richard now.
are you,
Oh, what fast?
are you accusing us of fucking doing that? I'm gonna point to the melted steel. It's like, do you think that was caused by fucking cigarettes?
Yes. I got a success on my we said fast talk, right? That's what you said?
Yep.
Yes. Good. Excellent. Ah. Doctor wins.
Well, if it wasn't you all, what are you doing out here in the middle of the hallway? And what could have caused this?
Do I
Oh,
see
yeah.
someone who looks kind of suspicious on the train?
There
Or they
are
gotta-
Fucking
there are a few like other guests stirring from their sleep now.
Is there anyone that's been out like kind of that came out near the car near us?
Make a perception check for me.
Okay. Perception check. Where is perception? Oh, that's a spot hidden. Yes. All right. Regular success. Just a regular one.
There's a man who sort of has come out of his car or his sleeping area during this conversation you're having with the conductor. He's very lanky and sort of strange looking, but he's wearing like a fairly nice tailored suit. He's not ugly in the face area, but the rest of his body is sort of weirdly proportioned.
It was him!
Oh, me? I've been asleep, sir.
I swear I saw you in that nicely dressed suit come into there and...
Listen, regardless, I'm badly burned. Your fucking coach is clearly in shambles and obviously not safe. Well, what we pay for, but yeah,
What I
burst
pay
into
for.
flames and falling apart, regardless of whose fault it is. It's unacceptable.
Karen.
Even if it was that lanky guy.
Yeah, I can't believe... it's all him. I saw him.
Well, I never. And the lanky guy goes back into his part of the carriage and closes the door behind him.
Are you just going to trust that gentleman?
Listen, my colleagues and I will get to the bottom of this. For now, we will have to continue on to Nairobi with this train car being as it is. However, there is no damage to any of the cars at the front of the train from either the African passengers or any of the other non-white passengers. So I don't know what to say. You are all clearly up to something, seeing as the injuries you've sustained.
Yes,
so.
we are up to trying to save your fucking piece of train that just...
Just something.
My co-worker here was lit on fire by your train.
badly burned.
I have done what I can as a doctor, but do you see him? He is atrocious now. He's definitely not going to ever recover from this.
Fly to make an appearance roll.
Appearance roll. Do I want to fail? I got a 90.
You ugly bastard. Holy shit.
The conductor kind of looks over at you on the ground, Clyde, and actually kind of shudders and like jumps back a little bit. It's like, my God.
I'm like kind of like Harvey Dent from Batman. Clawing out at him.
The conductor's like trying to be polite now. It's like, well, back to your seating areas, I suppose. We'll get to the bottom of this later. And he storms out of the cart.
Rachel!
A few minutes later, the train begins moving again, slowly.
Are we still in our cart that's like just busted up?
Yeah, and there are other passengers looking to see what's going on.
Let's turn in for the night, folks, or at least cram in a bedchamber that we can discuss things a
I'm
bit
going
further.
back to the bar, whatever's left, and I'm grabbing a bottle of something.
Actually, I like his idea more. Let's do that.
There are a lot.
Clyde.
There are a lot of bottles that just burst into flames and exploded, but you can salvage a few from the flames.
Clyde, come here. I need to clean your wounds with this. Come here, lay down.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna drink half, and then you can do whatever you want.
All right.
I'm gonna like slam like a quarter of it, and then I'll hand it to him.
And then with I'm gonna like push a little bit forcefully Clyde down onto the bar. I'm just gonna start drenching his open.
Why didn't you tell him what we saw?
Well, do you think he would believe us? I could summon my own fire vampire, but that wouldn't help anything. It might light the other train on fire. I could set it up to the lanky guy, and then he'll get blamed for all.
No, Mr. Richard, I'm very grateful for what you did to me, for me yesterday. Nah, but I'm very confused about what I saw.
Well, you see, I'm not quite sure of it myself, but when we were Egypt. I danced around a fire, yelling some gibberish. I have no clue what I was saying, but it made some fire vampire come down. They looked exactly like those ones, actually. Mine had a slight greenish tinge to its flame, but I'm assuming it's just diversity amongst the fire vampires in space. But this is this is what we kind of run into on a daily basis, you see. It's just random things, myths you thought didn't exist but do exist. It's amazing. We ran into a werewolf a little while back.
You told me you guys told me you were archaeologists.
You see, I'm a famed neurosurgeon,
What?
not an archaeologist.
Mr. Richard, what are you doing here?
You see, I am with my comrades here, these fine lads right over here, and lass, of course. Sorry.
I'm not an archaeologist, but I am a rancher, and I know a thing or two about saddling cattle.
Yeah, she hung a pig over the cliff, you see, and that was the story she told us when we first met her.
I think
you're really not sure what to make of this.
I think I need something to drink.
I have like a little bit left to like shake it around. There's a little bit left in here. I think Clyde's had enough dousing in alcohol to clean his wounds.
Clyde is passed out due to pain and alcohol on top of the bar.
As you guys are drinking and having a conversation in the train car, in the dining car, the door from the sleeper car opens up, and you hear a voice. Now, I don't really appreciate you throwing me under the proverbial bus there, my dear
Spray
friend.
him with a fire extinguisher.
Okay.
Back, foul beast!
Do it. Make the check.
You can't believe it.
No, I fail. I failed.
The lanky man is going to use his fight back chance to try and take the fire extinguisher from you, Pip.
Oh.
No!
It's a 22. That's a success. So Pip, you gotta spray this man down, and with his long, lanky, gorilla-like arm, he snatches it out of your hands. And now,
lanky Kong bastard.
why are you letting a child hose down another member of this train? I paid good money for my ticket as well.
Dude,
I'll have you know that fire extinguisher you're holding there is a valuable, important possession. You didn't see what it's just did. It belongs in a fucking museum, okay? So put that back where you found it. Have a seat with us at the table, and we'll talk business like a couple of gentlemen. How's that sound?
Sir, I don't think you know who you're talking to. This is Harrison Dodge, a famed writer of the books, great fictional works of his time.
Invite you to negotiate your role in my newest story. Do you want to be the long-armed little baby bitch who tried to take the weapon that took down a fire vampire out of the hands of a young boy? Or do you want to be the legendary long-armed slender man who helped the heroes on their quest? Sit down.
Sweet roll.
Thank you.
That sounds like a lose-lose.
This is excellent.
Hard
Poor
success.
man.
Long-armed little baby bitch.
This guy's getting just battered, and he hasn't even done anything. I don't think Harrison's gonna be able to go away with him. This is probably the NPC.
Beautiful friendship, if you ask me.
All right.
I was kind of hoping it's Miles Shipley.
He walks over to you, Harrison, and hands you the fire extinguisher, and then sits down at the bar. And as he walks across the room, you guys do notice he's mostly like like not a bad looking person. He just has like odd physical features. He has sort of those long arms, sort of large hands, somewhat broad shoulders, but he is somewhat lanky as well. And he sort of has like almost a crouch to the way he walks, as if he's a little bit slouched over. He sits down at the bar. Well then, what is it you wish to discuss with me?
I'm gonna kind of like lean in towards him and be like, "What a miraculous build you have! I've been in the medical field a very long time, and I have yet to see something of this diversity."
Richard, you want to make an anthropology roll?
Ew.
Can I make a biology roll?
Yeah, I would allow that as well. Anthropology or biology.
All right. Well, I just succeeded that. I got rolled a 69, and my biology is a 71.
This man is very clearly human, but he has some features that definitely resemble, definitely like some other great apes and some previous incarnations of the human species, like Homo neanderthalis, and perhaps even as far back as like some of the Australopithecus family. He definitely has some very weird, almost like ape-like features about him.
Would you come back to England with me and let me do a research on you?
I don't think I will be going anywhere with you, sir. I am quite shocked and appalled at the treatment that I have received this evening at your hands.
I am sorry, let me introduce myself. I am Dr. Richard Mason, the famed neurosurgeon who did the big paper on the effects of electric shock therapy on the neural structures of the brain. And it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry, we were flustered. My poor friend here was burnt to a crisp, you see it. I was in a flustered state.
Of course.
Me too. I'm sorry, I tend to say scathing insults when I'm emotional, and emotional is a very light description of how I'm feeling this evening, Mr. What was your name, Chief?
My name is Neville Jermin.
Neville Jamin?
Yes.
Harrison Dodge. I'd say it's a pleasure to meet you, but I'm sure you've met me intimately within the pages of my books many a times. Is that correct?
Let's find out if he has.
While you're doing that, Jack, can you roll to see if he actually knew who I was?
Sure. Well, he got a extreme success on his library use roll. So he knows who both of you are.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh. I'm gonna high five Richard out of context.
Now tell me, what do an author of fiction and a author of psychological papers, what business do you have on a train bound for Nairobi?
Well,
If I
now that's a
told you-
story, isn't it?
Sorry, go ahead, Richard. I'm gonna follow up with yours.
Fade into flashback. You see, we've been on a journey.
Could I get Harrison and Clyde when he gets back to give me intelligence rolls?
Yep.
You see, we started this journey. I actually ran into, well, there used to be more of them from the Americas, but I ran into them and joined this great expedition. And you see, here's my son Pip. We've been getting very close. He's been learning a lot from me on the anatomy side of things. Very proud of him. Very proud. He's already got his facial anatomy down flat. I'm very impressed by it.
Right. Oh, right. Clyde's asleep.
Yeah, and I rolled a 98, which is above my stats, so I assume I failed.
That is a failure.
That's like the fifth 90 I've rolled this evening, and all of them have been in the top percentage of 90.
Right.
Like Nyarlathotep.
Since Clyde isn't here, I would also let Richard make the intelligence roll
Excellent. Okay.
because he's probably done some reading since you guys have been on this escapade, and he has some idea of what's going on.
I rolled rolled an 80 and my intelligence is, or sorry, an 81. 81. I'm gonna push it with luck.
Okay. You can also remember you don't always have to use luck. You can push the roll. You can always
Oh.
just re-roll something if you're like, I have a really good chance of like just succeeding.
Well, I rolled an 81, and my intelligence is an 80. I would have to roll a 0 on the d10, so I feel like pushing it wouldn't.
Pushing the roll is re-rolling both dice.
Oh, is it? Okay, I'll do that. All right, that's much better. Okay, that is a regular success.
Yeah. I just realized we haven't been pushing rolls very much in this campaign, and it's like you can push rolls whenever you want to, basically. In most cases, there are a few rolls where you're not allowed to push, but you can. You always have the option. Just remember that if you fail to push roll, something bad happens, determined by me. So,
You get the bad ending.
Richard.
Campaign over.
Yeah. Richard, you weren't with the party when they visited Jonah Kensington at Prospero House in New York. But Neville Germain is one of the men mentioned in the notes that Jackson Elias made when he was in Kenya.
Okay. Well, you see, I actually do know. I think we might have a common acquaintance that might help explain us being here. Do you know a man named Jackson Elias?
Indeed, I met with Mr. Elias some months ago. He was in Nairobi and sought me out.
Ah, you see, well, he is dead. First off, I don't know if you were close. Sorry, we just wanted to get that out of the way.
Zero tact.
My apologies. It's unfortunate to hear this.
Well, unfortunately, I guess it's not really my acquaintance. I didn't really know the guy. He died before I ran into this group. But this gentleman Harrison here and Clyde, the guy burnt on the bar there that's not passed out, they were good acquaintances of Jackson Elias, and we are here in relation to him.
I see.
You might say that we are finishing what he started, and how much he's told you about his plight will let us know how well you understand what we're going through.
I see. Well, sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what exactly these two, Jackson and Neville, talked about. He's mentioned by Jackson. I just can't remember exactly what it was. Right. So he questioned Neville Germain. Why? Why did he do that?
It's a good question.
Ah, yes. There we go. Yes, well, your dear friend Jackson did come and ask me some questions regarding the Carlisle expedition, I believe it was. I was quite intrigued by the Carlisle expedition during their brief stint in Kenya and their untimely demise. Were you curious as to what we discussed?
Yes, it would be quite helpful to our investigation.
Ah, indeed. You see, your friend Jackson Elias was a folklorist and an occult researcher of some renown, and I believe that the Carlisle expedition may have been assassinated by a cult located here in Africa, known as the cult of the White Gorilla.
That's a new one.
You see, I believe that one of the main members of the Carlisle expedition, Mr. Aubrey Penhew, knew the location of the cult of the White Gorilla's stronghold, which is located deep in the jungles of the Congo Basin. And I've been looking to support the evidence. It's clear that they must have found something in Egypt that had them want to go deep into the jungles.
And by chance, do you know about any of the cults of the Bloody Tongue or the cult of the Black Pharaoh? Does that ring any bells?
Well, it must be the same cult operating out of this base deep within the jungles of the Congo. We should set up immediately. Now that I know that you knew Mr. Elias, he seemed quite intrigued by what I had to say, and certainly would have wanted you to follow along with me into the jungles and find this lost city.
Well, we need to make sure you're prepared for what you're to see. Have you ever seen a fire vampire before?
Just diving right in.
Well, Richard's never going to lose sanity because he keeps gaining it back at fucking record paces, so we're just going on the insane road.
Right, that reminds me. Do you remember how many sanity points you were supposed to get back when you got that skill above 90? You were supposed to get back like 8 sanity points or something, right?
Yeah.
I decided to give you 8 luck points back instead because it kind of sucks to not get anything from doing that. So have 8 luck points, Richard.
Nice.
I can't say that I do know what a fire vampire is. That seems perhaps unconnected to what I am doing.
Well, you see this train. We got attacked by by 2 fire vampires. I can prove it to you. You know, I have proof. I can summon one myself. I can show you when we're off the train. Obviously, we don't want to light any more cars on fire here tonight.
Let's see. Indeed. You know, I actually met with with Mr. Penhew of the Carlisle expedition. I helped him hire all of the guides and bearers that would take them into the backcountry. If you wish to mount this expedition with me, I would be more than happy to aid us in any way.
Yes, that would be more than helpful.
It only makes sense that he would have hired so many men to help carry back all the treasure that he would have undoubtedly found at the city of the White Gorilla.
So he did make it there.
Perhaps. It's difficult to say. Richard, make a psychology check for me.
That would be a regular success.
Jermaine very clearly believes everything that he's saying, but he really doesn't seem to have any real clue when it comes to what's actually going on. And he seems to want to go to this city of the White Gorilla for his own reasons, and is just connecting the dots between the Carlisles and the city without necessarily having all the proof that's available to him.
Okay. Now, Mr. Germain.
Yes.
Why are you so eager to help? What are you looking for in this this location we're going to be heading towards?
Well, I believe that there are some interesting treasures perhaps to be gained, and perhaps you see, a member of my family was an esteemed explorer in the 1700s who explored much of interior Africa. Now, I believe he found something very interesting in the jungles, and that may have been the city of the White Gorilla. And I should very much like to go and see it.
And what is it that you do? What is it that you do, Mr. Jibin?
Oh, I'm a barrister in Nairobi. He's a judge. Barrister is a judge.
Ah, excellent. Well, we would be happy to work alongside you and try to figure this out. It always helps to have someone who has expertise of the area.
I'm glad that you seem so intrigued, Mr. Mason. What about you, Mr. Dodge? You seem like a man who's up for adventure based on your writings. Perhaps you would care to join me to find this fabled city of the White Gorilla.
Look forlornly at the rest of my party. Clyde, unconscious, burnt, in the booth. Everyone else sitting there. I see the looks on their faces. You know, I don't know if I can ever find a way to get out of this cycle that we've started and this, this danger that we're constantly in. But I think I must go with this man and see if there are any leads in this. See if this jungle really has, what is it? Sorry, the
city of the White Gorilla.
The cult of the White Gorilla. I'm ready for a quest on the side if you catch my drift, and I think I will go with him.
Excellent. It's always been a dream of mine to go and find this city that my forefathers went and found themselves.
Wait,
I believe this is the beginning of a beautiful partnership, Mr. Dodge.
I thought we were all going with that.
Yeah, well, Richard, I feel like the group should stay together for the most part and pursue the quest that we've been on all this time.
Isn't that part of the quest?
I feel like I should go with this man alone and seek out the answers, and if I can find you again, I will know. I can hopefully give you information that will help our quest.
Hint.
Think of it as a side investigation on my part, some time away to seek out answers that could potentially aid our quest as a whole. Think of it as me going away for a while to another country, even, and going on adventures and seeing what I can discover. And
indeed, we will have to cross over state lines. We will have to leave the confines of Kenya territory and go into perhaps uncharted areas of interior Africa, into different parts of the world.
That's right. I'm going away with this man.
Where are we going?
And I will. I hope to return to you all someday, but we never know. I don't know why I'm talking like this.
Yeah. But by all means, it may be sometime before we're able to leave Nairobi. There's much to plan. I'll have to check over all of the maps. I'll set you up at the spare room in my house, Mr. Dodge. Should your friends need anything, they're more than welcome to visit. It'll be some time. And if any of you need any help while you're in Nairobi or in Kenya, don't hesitate to ask me.
Very much appreciated.
Excellent. Well, is there anything else that I can help you with?
No, I believe that is just enough. I think we should all get some rest after our great battle against the fire vampires.
Indeed. All right. So, you all turn in for the night. As the train pulls into Nairobi, you guys get off at the platform, and you are now in central Kenya. Everyone, it is quite early in the morning. All right. So,
Oh, Clyde, you're awake.
I'm gonna bandage. I'm like, before Clyde woke up, I took some time before we got there to bandage him up a little bit so he's not just a burnt crisp.
indeed. Now, if there's anything I can do, in fact, why don't you come stay at my house tonight, all of you, and you can head on to the hotel that you wish to stay in tomorrow, and you can follow up on any other leads that your friend Mr. Elias may have had, and I can begin preparation for our great journey into the heart of Africa.
Aye.
Excellent.
Who is this guy?
You see, he was a friend of your acquaintance Jackson Elias. he helped him with some information about this cult of the White Gorilla. We'll explain it to you all later there. Fine, don't you worry. There's a link between the White Gorilla and the Bloody Tongue and the Dark Pharaoh or the Black Pharaoh and all these other issues we've been dealing with.
Oh, that sounds like a lot.
Don't you worry. I patched you up. You should be fine. There should be no infection coming in.
So,
Great.
you all, Neville leads you back to his house early in the morning and encourages you all to sort of make yourselves comfortable in the living room. And he says, "I'm quite famished. I must go and get myself some sleep. But I will see you all in the morning to begin preparations for our journey." And he goes and sits down. His house is very interesting. It's a very nice house. Dude clearly has some money, and he has a lot of interesting artifacts, mostly pertaining to Africa, sort of strewn around the house. You guys can snoop around a little bit if you want to.
I want to find anything that looks like it's cult related.
Is there anything we're stealing?
Make some spot hidden rolls for me, boys.
I'm gonna look for food.
Okay.
Hidden, sure.
Make me a spot hidden roll as well.
That is a hard success, Jack.
I got an extreme success.
Holy shit.
Damn.
That was smart.
I
Having a
got
good
a
night.
fail.
Fucking, you just found his bank account number and his bank card pin and everything. Like, you can get into his safety deposit boxes, and
He just has money under his mattress. It's the 1920s.
he's a rich 1920s judge.
Must be nice.
So, Richard, you find one piece of art amongst his vast collection, which very clearly looks familiar to you. You find an ebony sculpture of a snake-like figure, and this is very familiar to you as one of these things that is carved here killed your friend Ruth about a week ago.
Wrecked.
Oh,
Just disrespect Peter a little bit.
It's okay. Matt disrespected Ruth real bad last session.
Pip, with an extreme success, you root around in some drawers, the top drawer, sort of in a side room, and you find a bunch of old maps which seem to be leading into the Central Africa, as well as a letter.
I want to swipe it and make it look like I didn't swipe it.
You got it. I will just get a screenshot of said letter for you.
Ooh.
Do I see Pip doing this?
This is in a different room from where you are right now.
Oh,
I'm a sneaky lad.
you're lucky.
Can't fucking parent me all the time. My own free spirit.
Listen, I feel like I've let you be more free than I should have with cutting off things and yeah.
And he made you wealthy.
I killed a vampire. I did my job.
True. Yes, the father-son combination killed the vampire. Listen, I think anyone would die if they had a bunch of toilet water thrown at them.
It was bonus poison damage.
Did you say no? Like, so if I went into my septic tank, took out a big bunch of water.
That's different than toilet water. That's
All right,
just sludge.
If I took a big steamy poo and then I took out the water with the poo and dumped it on you from the toilet, you would be like, no, that's no big deal. This is what it is.
Yeah.
Is that what it was?
Now it is, I
Probably.
guess. You know what? This is hypothetical, so yeah, fuck yeah. I don't care. Throw in some
All right,
money,
let's make
and I'm good.
Let's make it happen. I'll give you $10, and we're gonna make that happen on the podcast.
Okay, $10. Let's not demean
Hey,
ourselves
you said
here.
some money. You didn't specify how much money I need to spend.
More than $10.
No, okay, $11.
Oh, so yeah, so it's gonna be $10.
Holy
He's
shit!
only
Oh
gonna
my God.
splash your hand.
I thought Eric was going to go to the bathroom.
Nope, here.
$12 and we have a deal.
Spit out of reach these days.
$11.59.
See, joke's on you. I had my fingers crossed.
So did I, so it counteracts your crossed. It's like
not
two
how it
negatives
works.
make a positive.
No, that's not how it
Your
works.
fingers crossed make the truth.
Well, you can't do 2 crosses or else it's double crossed. And then
Ooh.
you've been double crossed.
Damn.
For the first time ever, I just got a fucking. You can't upload screenshot more than fucking 8 megabytes. So I have to compress this fucker.
They always have that problem on the Chilluminati podcast, so they like send links through Twitter.
I see.
I actually like wondered why they had to do that, and now you just helped me learn. That's
There you
stupid
go.
that they have such a
That is
like
pretty
small
small.
limit.
Yeah, that is very small. And the zip file it compressed down to is still too large.
If you change the settings on your phone, you might be able to take it at a lower quality.
Yeah, it's just I screenshot it straight from the handout section. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It's just a map of Nairobi, but I imagine you guys might still want that. Let me just make it smaller. That might be enough. I will read you this letter in a moment because it's probably difficult for you guys to see that.
Oh, there she is.
There we go. All right. So, this is written from somebody in Yu Yuan Road, Shanghai, of May 1924. Dearest Mr. Germain, forgive me for contacting you without the proper introductions, but we are so far apart and my business has yet to permit me the opportunity to journey to your country. I am sure you will forgive me this most modest of introductions. I recently acquired a copy of your honorable forebear's book, Observations on the Several Parts of Africa, and I find myself intrigued by his tales of a city of white apes lost deep in the jungle. For I, myself, raised such creatures and am convinced that they must hail from this place, or one identical to it. They are the most intelligent and devoted beasts, far beyond the capabilities of mere monkeys. I would be greatly flattered if you could share with me any further details that your family may possess regarding these matters. I am not without means and can assure you that any such assistance would be suitably compensated. Yours in anticipation, Madame Lin Yenu. Yenu, I think is maybe how you pronounce that.
It's a pretty good find.
Yes, Lin Yenu.
I'm a hand that to Richard or Clyde or Richard or Clyde, whoever I find first.
Okay.
I'm just hanging out on a couch somewhere.
Yeah. Clyde's probably just lounging around. So,
Yeah.
but Richard's kind of poking around a little bit. Bennett,
Okay.
you do find some food, but nothing substantial because Neville was out of town for a couple of days.
I'm gonna go down to Neville and be like, Neville, I saw you had an interesting ebony sculpture up over there of a snake.
Ah, yes. Quite intriguing, isn't it?
What can you tell me about this snake?
Mm. Oh, I can't tell you exactly what it is, but it seems to be some local tribal carving, perhaps. I'm quite interested in all matters concerning the history and archaeology of Africa.
What if I was to tell you that we got attacked by that thing, but in real form?
Wow, that seems quite interesting. I would ask how that could be. I obtained this from a Luo tribesman in Nakura, wherever that fucking is.
Well,
Let the keeper do a little bit of googling.
you see, Neville, we were in Cairo, Egypt, and it actually attacked our hotel. We happened to lose a comrade that day. Uh, dear Ruth, didn't know what hit her when she got squished into a pile of mush during that interaction. It was very sad.
I'm so sorry for your loss, but I'm really just interested in it as a piece of artistic history of this great continent.
So
Like,
dismissive for someone being like, yeah, we actually saw one of those dragons and they like killed one of our friends and like that's fine. I want to know the history of this sculpture, okay? I don't fucking
Well, if someone came up to you and like was like looking at your Reaper mask that you've got on your guitar there, Eric, and they were like, "Oh, this creature killed my family. He came out of nothingness and shotgunned my grandpappy in the backside." You would be like, "Okay, yeah, sorry for your loss."
All right, grandma.
well, Neville, would you like to see the fire vampire? It might help convince you of what we're saying. It won't hurt you. I can order it to attack a flower on the ground. It doesn't really do anything I don't say.
I suppose you could. Tell me, you can summon these creatures, can you?
I can. I learned this wonderful spell in Cairo that allowed me to summon this fire demon to destroy an artifact that had cursed relations to the Black Pharaoh.
And you say these are the creatures that attacked the train today.
Yes.
See him kind of connecting the dots in his head, and he kind of like backs away from you a little bit, Richard.
You see, it's not my fire vampire that attacked the train. In all honesty, I actually almost I was asleep when these things attacked, you see. We assume that these cults have these ability to summon magic, and I mean, I'm assuming since the spell came from Dark Origins, some of them might also know the spell.
If you didn't summon the fire vampire, then who did?
That's a good question, actually. We should have maybe explored the train a little looking for cultists, but I guess we didn't think of that in our panic.
Right. Well, I must turn in for bed, but do feel free to make yourself at home to the best of your ability, and I suppose I will see you in the morning.
Ah, yes, of course.
Neville walks to his bedroom, kind of looking over his shoulder at you a few times, Richard, after you tell him this.
I'm gonna look over at Clyde. I find it very fascinating that he wouldn't believe me on any of this stuff. I mean, I could summon the vampire, but do you really think I could summon it that quickly? It took me 45 minutes last time to summon it.
Believe me, Richard, if he wishes to seek out the cult of the white gorilla, he's gonna see enough things to make him a believer. I'll make sure of that.
Richard, I really think that you should just stop telling everybody that you meet you can summon vampires.
Well, Clyde, ever since I became this famed doctor, there hasn't been a lot of things I've discovered about myself that really impressed myself, and being able to summon a fire vampire has really given me confidence again in my work. You see, as an older gentleman of 45,
It's my performance-enhancing vampire, sir.
Sorry, Richard. I just want to write down that quote for my book. I lost my sense of self until I learned how to summon vampires.
Yes,
Now
you
I'm
see-
a new man.
you become very numb when you're dissecting human bodies and brains. It's very very numbing. You lose your you can understand, I'm sure. It's It's very, very easy to get lost in your work when you've been doing it forever. My boy Pip here has already learned how to take out certain organs from the body, although be it the wrong organs that he had indicated, but it's still nonetheless he managed to get them out almost perfectly.
Now, Harrison, I got a question for you, sweetheart.
And I have an answer.
Now, you just spent the last 10 years of your life writing books about Yetis. Is that right?
That's correct. That is the. Oh, sorry,
And now you're gonna traipse into the heart of Africa to write a book about white gorillas. Don't you think your reader base is gonna think that's getting a little bit stale? I don't know if I want to read about Yetis and then white gorillas all in the same series of books.
Yes,
Well,
you do see they do seem similar.
It's all about the way that you market it, because the thing is, I'm just trying to find the complete works of Harrison Dodge. I know I have it here somewhere. Anyways, you see, Ruth, it's all about presentation, because the Mark Hamill was the star.
I'm Pete. Ruth got ground into bone meal a week ago.
Sorry, you're right. Oh, sometimes I just get confused about these things.
Like she's still here.
So basically, what happened, Peyton, is that the Yeti trilogy, that was fiction, and that had the character Mark Hamill, accidentally start World War One, seduce the Yeti's daughter, a whole saga, right? But when I came out with the Dodge Chronicles, when I came out with the Dodge Chronicles, and then my most recent book, You Won't Believe What We Saw Down There, that was when I began to traipse into non-fiction, and I made it clear that the events of those stories are in fact the truth, and a true event. And everything that we've done up to this point, Peyton, that's all going to be in the next book as well. Peyton, you're going to be a character in my book. You're going to be a character that, people all around the world read, providing I can make it out of this whole thing alive.
Now, you character in your last book, and Peyton points to Clyde.
Wait, say again, sorry?
Was he a character in your last book?
Yes, that's right.
I just want to warn you.
Did you write about him favorably?
I look at Clyde. Clyde's awake and present, right?
Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
Yes, I certainly did. Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Clyde, did you read You Won't Believe What We Found Down there?
What we saw down there.
What we saw down there?
I probably would have picked it up and brushed through it just to see how he spun the tales. I imagine that's something Clyde would have done. I don't think he would have read it, but just kind of thumbed through the chapters.
Gotcha. All right. Good to know.
Mr. Dodge, didn't you mention something to me about a bird keeper?
The bird keeper's keeper.
Wait,
These
sorry.
are all great works of fiction. Every book he's written, great works of fiction.
I mean, not every book that I've written, Richard, but, the ones that got me the career that I have today. The Bird Keeper's Keeper, I won awards for that.
You forgot about it just now.
Yeah, no, sorry. I was just thinking about...
He wins awards for every book.
I have to refer to a piece of paper to remind myself of what books I've written.
Do you think those really prolific authors that write the same book every 2 weeks, like James Patterson and Clive Cussler and stuff like that,
yeah.
Do you think they forget what's happened in some of their books?
Oh yeah.
Do you think they forget their own books?
Yeah.
They only think about it once.
Yeah.
How good can those books even be? It's just the same plot with different characters.
My mom eats those books up. My mom
they're
probably
the same They're the same characters, but with different names each time.
Yeah. Although he writes them with Bill Clinton now. There's one about a president getting kidnapped, and Bill Clinton is a co-author on it.
Wow.
Nice.
What a
Alright.
time to be alive.
When I think of where my legacy is going to go, I want to be like, man, I really want my name to be next to Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
Yeah, no thanks. Anyways, so, what were you guys still in the middle of discussing something?
Well, we don't really know much about this guy, do we? I mean, all we really know is that he was a friend of, fuck.
Jackson?
Jackson, thank you.
And that he's a long-armed baby bitch.
Yeah, that too. I think it's a good point. Okay. So, I don't know. I feel like we need more information. Anyone else find anything else while we're searching the house?
Well, I found this ebony sculpture of the snake dragon thing that attacked us in Cairo, but that was about it.
I'll give my things over to whoever is closest.
Yeah, you give you let everyone see the letter and the maps.
Oldies!
This map could be quite useful.
I don't know who the name of. Does this name sound familiar to anyone who sent this letter?
What, Yin Yu?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Lin Yen Yu.
I knew a Yin Yu through my research, but not that Yin Yu.
Was he one of your grad students?
Yes, Yin Yu is a great grad student. He didn't quite stick around. He didn't have the stomach for dissections and all that.
Right. Well, I guess we'll give him a shot. Keep our guard up.
Sorry, I forgot to mention that Lin Yen Yu is a woman. Madame Lin Yen Yu.
I need a hospital.
I could also use a hospital. I also am not doing too well.
You're fine.
Actually, Richard, it's been a week since you took all that damage, so you can actually make a con roll to see if you can start recovering hit points and get rid of your major wound.
I rolled a 99.
Oh my
Push
god.
the roll. Push
Alright,
the
I'll push
roll.
the roll.
Bad things happen if you fail.
I got an 88!
Oh my god. Push it
That
again
thing.
for 77.
So,
Oh.
Richards, you're like, wait, perhaps I'm getting better. And you like open up part of your jacket and you see that you are bleeding from some of the bandages that you have put on. And rest yourself. And your major wound is not good.
Oh, I do believe my stitches might have come undone when I remember when he punched a hole through my stomach. It was quite aggressive.
Yeah.
But I think it's leaking a little bit.
Well, don't get on the carpet.
You're
Worst way to describe
100%
that.
correct.
All right. So, if you guys have no other business to attend to tonight, we are going to hard skip to the morning after. So, you guys have a restful but not entirely comfortable sleep in Neville's living room, I suppose. And the day is yours to do with it as you see fit. Are you guys going to go be hospitalized?
Probably for the best.
Yes, I should go to the hospital. I'll take Clyde. I'll take care of him.
All right.
As I'm like drooling out blood.
All right. So just so you guys know, a hospital stay to get rid of a major wound is going to take about a week. So we can hard skip over that time. I will make a note of this here. It is March 7th. So it'll be March 14th by the time you guys get out of the hospital. If you spend a week in hospital, you guys get a bonus die to try to get rid of the major wound on your Constitution check. But I do need to know what everyone else is doing in that time, because Bennett and Pip and Harrison, you guys are fine as far as I'm aware.
Pip's
needs
gonna
needs
practice his sword skills.
Okay.
I'm gonna find some books at this this fella's house to basically try and do more research on the trek that we're going on. And Keeper of Arcane Secrets, you tell me if that contributes to any skill or anything that I have.
I'd say that would contribute to the library use skill, perhaps.
Okay. And that's what I'll do.
Now, here's the thing. You guys aren't allowed to stay at Neville's house for a full week.
Oh, okay.
So you will have to, those of you, well, he invited Harrison to stay, but Bennett and Pip and Peyton will have to get a hotel somewhere.
I flip him off as I leave his place.
God,
He
I'm
waves,
raising.
he waves goodbye to you, Pip, with a long, lanky Kong arm.
I'm raising a hooligan.
So,
It's the parents' fault.
Richard and Clyde, you guys check yourselves in at a hospital on March 7th. Pip, if you're going to be practicing swordsmanship, give me... this isn't an investigator development phase, because you guys just started the chapter. So give me an intelligence roll to see if you can teach yourself any sword skills in the week that you have. Likewise for you, Harrison.
Okay.
I think if you get right on the skill.
That's a success.
Okay. So yeah, that's a success.
Okay. So roll a d6 and add the number that you roll to your skill, to your sword skill.
Nice.
If I do this, it's 20, right? Or is it 30? I always forget.
The real rule is that's a 20. The rule we play by is that's a 30.
Shit. Then I failed the roll if I was trying to roll under my library use skill.
You were trying to roll an intelligence.
Sorry. Then then that was a hard success.
So then roll a d6 and add the number to your library use skill.
Noise.
Bennett, did you say what you're doing for the week that your friends are in the hospital?
I want to kind of just get familiar with the city. Bennett's worried that he's not going to bring anything to the table with the party and wants to prove that he can be useful.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely you can do that. Are there any ways that you want to sort of familiarize yourself with the city?
I maybe start by just kind of walking it, and then maybe I'll talk to the homeless people of the city and try to see what I can learn.
All right. It's not a very large homeless population in this city. Nairobi at this time is fairly small, only about 8,000 residents.
Oh, okay.
But life in Kenya is highly segregated along racial and class structures. So rich British people, rich Europeans live in very nice parts of the city. Poor African people live in worse parts of the city. And sort of everybody else who's not that, who would be like from Asia and other non-white countries outside of Africa, are sort of occupy middle class. And different members, sort of different races, for lack of better tact, sort of have different districts around the city. So you walking the streets and sort of familiarizing yourself, you kind of know the general layout of Nairobi.
Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. You can even see on the map of Nairobi that I've put in the handout section, there's a European district. There's an Asian district. There's an Indian district.
Yeah.
There's Swahili Town and Somali Town in the bottom right-hand corner. So, yeah. I would say that a week worth of exploring, you probably know Nairobi pretty well.
Nice.
To the point that you could probably find your way around just like using that map that's there in the handout section. You could probably walk to any of those locations without much difficulty, Bennett.
Sick.
So, if that's the case, you guys have what you want to do. We're going to hard skip ahead to March 14th, 1925. I also need to know, how nice is the house or the hotel that you guys are going to rent out in the week that Clyde and Richard are in the hospital?
I'm living large with my new sugar daddy.
None of them have access to the Alliance.
No, well, I know about it. Well, Harrison
Do you?
does.
I
But
will.
Harrison's
I will
staying with the other
distribute.
guy.
I will
Oh,
distribute the
yeah.
funds. I will distribute the funds for your hotel. I'm thinking, not to cause any trouble or create any sour feelings before I go away with my new sugar daddy for an extended amount of time. So I'm going to give you a mid to nice hotel. It's not going to be like the most gorgeous, luxurious hotel that's ever existed because we have bad experiences in those. It's going to be just a nice, solid hotel
And
with good
in-
amenities.
In a small town like this, there probably isn't a huge, expensive hotel. There will be smaller, nice hotels, would probably be like the nicest that you have access to.
Okay, well, I'll go for that. We'll go for the nicest that we have access to, and we'll get 2 rooms because Peyton can just pretend that Pip is her child.
All right. Fair enough. 2 rooms.
I'm everyone's child.
So
You're
you
the
guys
child.
you guys end up staying at a nice white 2-story hotel called Hampton House. Through talking with the proprietor for the week, a man named Reggie Baines, who's an old guy who likes to drink port wine, he tells you that this is the hotel that the Carlisle expedition stayed at when they came to Kenya.
Oh.
Wow.
And we will put that, since it's a nice hotel, but not a bougie hotel like the last one you guys stayed at. I would also say, Bennett, that you don't know much about the history of this place, but you know from spending the week around that it is still a British colony, but they're like sort of people who want to break away from the empire within Kenya, but there is still a garrison of British troops and a large sort of colonial presence within Kenya and Nairobi.
Okay.
Still lots of British soldiers, still lots of British politicians.
Damn Brits.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, for a full week, 2 rooms will cost you $48 for the full week.
That nice hotel we were staying in previously was what, 30 a night?
30 a night for each room.
It's pretty cheap. It's pretty cheap. For 1925, that's pretty cheap.
So, $48. Hampton House. So, on March 14th, 1925, Richard and Clyde, if you guys would like to make Constitution checks with bonus dies.
Oh. Oh,
which-
thank God.
Which die do we re-roll with the bonus die? It's the D100?
The 10.
Yeah.
The 10 or the 100? Because Grain just said 10. The 100, okay.
Oh, well, I consider it like that's a tens digit.
Yeah.
I succeeded.
I also succeeded.
So, you both no longer have a major wound.
Hey.
Excellent.
Are we at full health too, or no?
Did you both get a standard success, or did you get an extreme success?
I got a
Standard.
standard success.
Standard success. So you each regain 1d3 of hit points for your stay in the hospital as well.
I got a 2.
I got a 3.
Nice. So, neither of you will be at full hit points, probably.
Nope.
Nope.
But you regain 1 hit point per day when you don't have a major wound. So, it's not too bad.
Let's step out
Hey.
of the hospital and light a cigarette.
Perfect.
And just breathe in the fresh air. Feel better, Richard?
Yes, the hole in my stomach is effectively gone, which is a benefit of the hospital for sure.
Feels good.
That's how regular people talk.
Yeah. Men of science love to state the obvious, huh?
Clyde, those burns are looking fairly decent considering how severe they were.
Yeah, they took a bunch of skin from my ass and moved it up to my face.
Ah, I see. Yes, I would have loved to do that procedure myself, but unfortunately,
wanted
being
to
in the
do my
hospital,
ass?
they wouldn't know. I wanted to do some skin grafts. I haven't done that. I've dissected brains and other various parts of the human body, but putting skin grafts on different parts of the body is foreign to me.
Oh,
Maniac.
glad you didn't get to try it out on me.
Oh,
I
come
really-
on.
An ass face.
I was gonna say asshole.
All right. So, you all meet up with one another after your week in the hospital. Richard, Pip is brandishing a sword around the hotel. Peyton is not doing much. Harrison is hanging out with his new lanky friend, and Bennett is nowhere to be found.
Ah, Pip, have you been working on your sword skills? Did he just fucking attack me?
Straight into the hole.
I'm showing you.
Just like
I'm attacking the tree.
Cuts me back open. No, no. Wow, that looks very good. Excellent form. I mean, you've improved so much since I saw you before I went to the hospital, Pip. I'm happy that you're finding this so fun to play around with. But you see, I'm gonna pull out my scalpel. It isn't always about the size of the blade, it's about the precision of the strike that can win a fight.
Okay. Rude.
Ah, you'll be fine. You're gonna learn so well with this scimitar, and then we'll be fighting more fire vampires together throughout our lives.
So cute.
I like, has Richard just accepted that this is his life now? Like, just fighting, like, horrible monstrosities from beyond time and space?
Seems to love it almost.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
it's what he
he's
wants
already
to happen.
he's already like in the top of his field for the neurosciences and stuff. So now he's like on to the
Dr.
next thing.
Strange.
He's a very type A personality, I guess. So, a little while later, Bennett comes to the hotel as well, and you all reconvene. Harrison, you can come and hang out as well if you want to say hi to your companions.
Oh, nice. I'm glad I'm still invited to these events after I left you guys for my lanky sugar daddy.
Did you learn anything about him?
He seems to check out in all departments. I think he's got an interesting plan, and can only hope that this adventure is worth our while and gets us the information we need. Clyde, baby, don't look at that, okay? I don't feel good about leaving you either, okay? I don't want you to be the only original adventurer, the only original person who will actually believe what we saw down there. But, you know,
Harrison, I appreciate you sticking by me.
always. And, you know, since I'm technically out of the picture for now, you get control of the Elias Fund. Just make sure to have a caveat that it goes to the rest of the group if you unfortunately perish.
Yeah, of course.
Or have another caveat where you and I get lots of extra money when we make it through.
The deal, Harrison. We'll make it work.
Nice.
Right. So, now you're all here, is there anything else you'd like to discuss? Any leads you'd like to follow up on? We got a few more minutes left before the session ends.
I was unconscious for a lot of the discussions. I don't know what we're doing. I don't have a lot of the information.
Can't hear you, Jared.
Off of our Egypt leads?
Sorry?
We had Egypt leads, and I'm trying to find where I wrote them down. Like, leads from Egypt for Kenya.
Did you? In the handout section
Yeah.
from a couple weeks ago, I put the stuff that you already knew about Kenya in there. So most of your full-on leads you actually got while you were still in New York. There's a big text document, which I think Peter is reading right now.
Yeah.
See, I wouldn't have known about those leads as
Well,
Richard.
not that Bennett would either, but
Only one that would know about these is Clyde and Harrison.
Yeah, these clues are communal at this point. If it's in the handout section, you can know about it or, figure out about it by talking to your fellow investigators.
well, if it was up to me, I would either maybe perhaps talk to some locals about what happened to the Carlyles, or there's this doctor, there's this Dr. Starlet, Lieutenant Selkirk.
Calm down. Calm down.
I'm just trying to help, guys.
It'll be okay.
Son, don't yell at me. I'm just gonna walk away.
I will go after Bennett. Don't worry. I've seen this before.
Bennett-
I feel like follow Bennett. Bennett, are you all right?
I've never had a kid yell at me like that before.
Bennett, it's okay. Breathe with me for a second.
Oh.
Nice deep breaths. Nice long deep breaths.
Now, Mr. Richard, if I'm being honest, I don't have a whole lot of I think the word is assets to my name, and I'm just I simply do not want to be left behind again.
You see, you won't be left behind. If you're on this adventure with us, we will take you wherever we go.
No, I appreciate that. Are you the leader of this party? Harrison said he was, but I find his some of what he does is quite odd.
Making a listen roll, just so you know.
Okay.
Well, you see, in my many years of studying people, I did before I started into my brain dissections and med school with the neurosurgery and all that. I focused on human behavior, and yes, it he's an interesting fellow. Writes great fictional novels, but interesting fellow.
Richard, I come up behind and put my hand on his shoulder. Do not try and convince Bennett that I am not the leader of this party. Didn't you forget that when I leave to go on this side expedition, you, as my sub leader, gets to become the main leader? That's right, Bennett. You'll be reporting to Richard once I go. Richard will become the new leader. Richard, you've always been such a good sub leader, and I'm sure you'd agree that I've done a fantastic job as leader of this expedition so far, wouldn't you?
Well, I do have to say, coming from my days in the military, we saw many great leaders through those days, and usually, yes, you've done a decent job there, Harrison.
Oh, a Winston Churchill-esque performance, I'm sure you were about to say?
Who?
Wait, sorry, he's a character in one of my novels.
At this point, Winston Churchill is a well-known politician in England.
Yeah.
Is he really? No shit. Well, there you go.
Yeah.
Old man.
Well,
Yeah.
I wouldn't quite put you on that caliber there, Harrison, but like a leader of a team or a sports team or something along those lines. I would put you more there.
Well, hopefully you can do better now that you're the new leader, right, Bennett?
I'll try my best, although I won't lie not to come off brash, but it would be helpful to have access to this fund I keep hearing about.
You see, I don't even have access to this fund. I have my own wealth from my papers.
Oh, I see. I was not aware of this.
Yes. We actually spent a time in England in my place. I'll have to take you back there to meet Cloud one day. He's a fine fellow. He helped me out quite a bit around the house. Great combatant, fought in the war with me. Excellent man.
You sound like a true leader, Mr. Richard.
Thank you.
But,
Richard, don't let him sweet talk you. He really wants to dip his fingers in our fund, and I'm stringing him along by furnishing him with nice things and reminding him that it pays to travel with us. But if he gets access to that Elias fund, then all of that money's going to be gone. Okay.
Well, shall we get back to the group?
Yes.
Yes. Well, before we do, what was it you did again?
Well, I'm a humble man. All my life I've simply worked on ships, unloading and loading crates, but as it so happened, I was left behind and abandoned in Kenya, and I was looking for... I've been looking for people to help me get back to my home, but no one has offered a helping hand.
Where are you from?
Portsmouth, New Hampshire. Great place, great city, a lot of boats.
I see. We had someone who liked boats a while back. He became victim to a werewolf, I believe, was the situation. Hopefully your fate isn't quite the same. I would hate to lose you on this adventure.
I love how Richard just tells time of this expedition based on who's died and what horrible creatures they've encountered. Is yes, I came here because somebody died. Then we encountered a werewolf in England. Then we encountered a fire vampire. Then we encountered a snake god. And then he never mentions when you literally met the Dark Pharaoh who possessed a young child.
Those are dark times. We don't talk about that.
Yeah, those are dark times. Those are evil.
But
yes, well, a good hard-working lad like yourself will be quite beneficial to our adventure.
yes, I hope so.
Do you have any combat experience?
I cannot say I really do. I've been in a few brawls, but other than that,
I see. I see. Well, we might want to start training you in something, seeing as we come in to fight as you saw on the train, some very horrific things that tend to attack us on the.
Well, if you ever want me to throw water, I can certainly do that.
Ah, yes, yes. Well, let's get back to the group. We wouldn't want Clyde and Pip to feel left out. I'm sure Pip feels just awful about yelling at you.
I don't know. That child scares me. There's a look in his eyes.
I'm not giving Clyde or sorry not Pip my gun, but I'm like showing it to him. It's like it's still in my hand, but I'm like, hey, this is
Ah, you
real
see,
weapon.
he's my son, Bennett, adopted as it be, but my son nonetheless. I'm very proud of what he's doing. He
Actually,
seems.
yeah, as a note, now that Clyde has said that, gun laws in Kenya are very relaxed, and since you've been here, you've actually seen some people carrying rifles and stuff slung over their shoulders and like pistols at their hip. People are allowed to basically open carry within Kenya.
Very nice.
I wanted to say, ideally, I've gotten the fire extinguisher back from Harrison, right?
Oh, trust me, I handed it back to you right
You
away.
took the fire extinguisher off the train?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I want to be wearing it like Luigi wears his little vacuum thing.
Yeah.
It's my little
Make
extinguisher pack.
Make a sleight of hand roll to see if it was confiscated when you left the station by one of the people.
Some babies need a binky. Pip needs a fire extinguisher. I don't know what to tell you.
Oh damn it! It was just fucking just failed.
Wait, but how
Hey,
close is it? Because you could use luck if you really wanted that
You know
fire
what? Yeah.
extinguisher.
Or you
I'm
can
gonna
push
push
the
it.
roll.
Or you
I'll
can
push it.
roll.
I'll push it. Yeah, there we go.
Let's go.
Took the fire extinguisher with him.
Yeah. And I got a little fire extinguisher pack to fight more vampires.
Nice.
All right. So, do you guys have anything else to discuss, or should we call it there for a night?
I think we have our game plan to go to the doctor. I'm assuming to talk to her first, and then go from there.
All right.
Dr. Starlet.
So, in that case, we're going to end tonight's session. Been another very fun and exciting episode of our Call of Cthulhu campaign. We are, as always, playing the wonderful Masks of Nyarlathotep boxed set and having just a wonderful time with it. As I said at the beginning, we don't know if Matt's going to be with us in the future. We'll find out soon, hopefully. If not, then I will probably find somebody to fill the vacancy. But Matt, I just want to say it's been an absolute pleasure having you here. Playing this campaign with you has been a lot of fun, and I've enjoyed every minute of it. And I'm sad to see you go.
Yeah, I'm sad to go too. I really hope that this won't be my last session one way or the other. But yeah, this has been such a blast, such a cool campaign, such a great way to spend time with you guys. And yeah, it's been awesome. I've had a great time being Harrison Dodge, and surprisingly, he's made it through all of this so far. But yeah, I've loved all of this. It's been so good.
Yeah.
My just because we may not get the chance, my backup character Matt was entirely based on Harrison Dodge. Like I made her as like a recent college graduate who is just obsessed with your books. Like,
Oh my
read them all,
God.
owned them all,
nice.
traveled
Nice.
with them, and she was gonna find you and be your sidekick.
Well, I think that it's finally time, gentlemen. I'm gonna share with you a detailed anthology of the works
Oh.
of Harrison Dodge.
I've been waiting for this. I've been shocked that you haven't just shown it to us like yet.
Finally time.
It's a
fun
Google
time.
Doc.
I didn't have Microsoft Word for a while, so yeah. So I can read some out to you right now if you'd like, or you can.
I need access.
Oh, what?
You just get 7 people requesting access all at once.
Huh? Okay. Let's see.
Screenshot it.
This is an exclusive library.
Give me the access right now.
Okay. Share.
Hacker voice.
There. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wow, I didn't realize it would make me do this. I think it's set up so you guys can edit it too. So if you ever think of more books, feel free to.
Oh wow, you had the dates of publication as well. You had a brief synopsis of each book.
Oh, look at him go.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You already know. Um. Yeah, and it leads all the way up to and after the start of our campaign too.
Damn, dude. Look at that.
A king
That's crazy.
without his queen. My
Was there some backstory that we didn't get about someone named Mildred?
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I mean, Harrison doesn't like to talk about it because it was a really hard time in his life. But yeah, no, it's all there for you guys. The Yeti trilogy, the book that propelled Harrison into fame, the Bird Keeper's Keeper, featuring Dolly, Captain Falcon, and Kuma the bear.
wow,
You already know, babe.
the creator of Captain Falcon.
Mm,
He's ahead of his time, Harrison Dodge.
I still don't have access.
What? I did it already.
Mine just says request sent.
Oh, close it and then reopen it.
That should have worked.
Okay, there we go.
Truly powerful stuff.
Wow. This is powerful. This is incredible.
Yeah, yeah, it's all there, and I'm so glad the mysterious ring finally got to. I mean, it's done some stuff for us in the past. It exploded a little alien larvae at one point, if I remember correctly.
I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be straight up with you, Matt. It took me a full year to figure out what I was actually going to do for the ring, because I didn't know how to incorporate it into the backstory at all. And then when I learned more about like some of the Cthulhu mythos, I was like, oh, that would be a cool idea. I wonder when it will show up. And I kind of kept forgetting about it, and then I was like, oh, I should probably mention it today, now that Matt might be leaving. So there is like, I do have an idea of what the ring is and what it does now. I just basically ignored it for the first 30 sessions. Except, yeah, when it blew up that larva in Peru.
Yeah,
You didn't ignore it, you used it tactfully.
Yeah, there you go. And also, it's tough to like commit too much to a character's backstory in Call of Cthulhu, because you could just walk down the street and die immediately.
yeah.
Anyways, if there's nothing else that you guys want to say, I think that's as good of a place as any to end it. Thank you again for joining us, and we will see you all next time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Bye.
We're off.